That constant unintentional pressure put on men to get married who's not ready is very similar to a woman constantly being asked when is she going to have kids who's not ready. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to, but if you don't know the reasons why or that person's situation, ask them, are they ready yet, instead of when they're doing it. YouTube! Welcome back to Total Marriage, where I talk about the total relationship experience. If this is your first time tuning in, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button to get notified for new content. So today's video is going to be geared toward women understanding men. I see a lot of guys on YouTube bashing men about the way that we think when it comes to women in relationships.
Look, I've been seeing a whole lot of talk about these new sex dolls, the ones that dudes are telling women they need to watch out for because they're about to take y'all place. But I also saw that these dolls cost $2,000 a piece. So my question is, why should women have to worry about a doll that y'all can't afford? Because half of y'all ain't got no job, so I know you ain't expecting no refund check. The other half of y'all still complain about $200 a month in child support, and you can't even take the girl that you do like on a real date to a restaurant that doesn't have a drive-thru. Or you want to Netflix and chill with your homeboy's password. And then y'all be talking about splitting rent 50-50 with your woman, and that's if you can move out of your mama's house. Hell, sound a lot to me like women don't need to watch out. You dudes need to humble yourselves because women these days got that bag. So one, y'all gonna need her help in order to get the dolls that she's supposed to worry about. And two, if they make a male version, one that don't come after 10 strokes with excuses talking about, you know, it's been a long time since the last time. And he don't need to borrow $20 for gas until his check clear. Y'all gonna be the ones in trouble, not women.
And our behaviors, but never really going into detail about why this is. So the topic that I want to go over today is to explain why most men don't talk about marriage. And I want to put a disclaimer out. This video is not justifying anyone's behavior outside of this specific topic. So before I get started, I do want to say this. That constant unintentional pressure put on men to get married who's not ready is very similar to a woman constantly being asked when is she going to have kids who's not ready. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to, but if you don't know the reasons why or that person's situation, ask them, are they ready yet, instead of when they're doing it. Now, obviously, there can be a million and one reasons why men don't want to get married. And this is one of the reasons that I've come up with. And fellas, if you're watching this video, please do me a favor and leave me a comment down in the comment section if you guys have anything else to add. Now, let's dive in. So for most men, unless you have a positive role model in your life, the only time you ever really hear anything about marriage is when you actually start taking dating seriously, which for most men is around the age of 19 to 25. And that's just taking dating serious. And when it's brought to our attention, it's usually by the person we're in a relationship with, a pastor if you have one, and other married people. And side note, married people, if you're around some of your single friends, if you don't know why they're not married yet, try to not ask them why they're not married when they're around each other, because that right there may cause other conflicts in their relationship that wasn't necessary. But back to what I was saying, most men aren't told anything about marriage or why it's important. We're just told that we need to do it. And for any religious people watching this video, I'm 100% aware of what the good book says about marriage and why it's important. But without a positive role model, it is very difficult to comprehend the text while your brains and personalities are developing.
Jezebel and the wife.
So for most men, for 19 years, we're taught how to work, how to provide for ourselves, and how to just be overall good people, whether it's coming from our parents, our teachers, or from the streets. Just being honest. And when it comes to women, what society pushes on us is the more, the better. It becomes a competition of who can get the most numbers or who can sleep with the most women. Who can get the baddest thing on the block. Or if I can make enough money or look like I got money, I can get more women, which unintentionally places the value of a dollar over women. I'm not saying that it's right, but it happens. The genetic makeup of most men, we're built to want to be an alpha male. And from a young age, the alpha male is the most liked person and the one that's talked about the most. The alpha male could be anything from the quarterback, the tallest person in school, the buffest person, the guy who had the most women, or whatever the reason may be. And if you're single, if you're hanging around other men that you see as alpha male, it may add another layer to the mix. There aren't any TV shows or cartoons for men finding a woman of their dreams or living a happily ever after. So without guidance, boys turning into men don't really grow up understanding the value that a good woman brings to the table. We tend to just focus on the physical. That's why when most men date, we start from the bottom and work our way up when it comes to women. And for most women, they usually start from the top and work their way down when they're looking for a man. And what I mean by that is a woman looking for a guy to be in a serious relationship with, she's going to start from the top and she's probably going to ask, where do you work? What's your credit score? How much money you make? Your job history? I want to meet your parents. I want to meet your friends. And then she's going to work her way down to, okay, he has a nice personality and he's cute. But for most men, a man will bypass every red flag that a woman has and start at, oh, she's fine, and then work his way up. That's why you can see a guy in a relationship and never even know that he's in a relationship with someone because he just sprung it on you. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, bro, she's, she might be kind of crazy. And the guy's like, but she fine though. I'm not saying that it's right, but this is just my theory. If you have a different one, leave it down in the comments. So when a guy actually starts taking dating seriously, it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to be with you because he never brings up marriage or he doesn't want to marry you. Sometimes that may be the case, but that's a topic for a different video. But in this situation only, if a man isn't cheating, entertaining someone else, or dealing with something on the inside that's stopping him from talking about marrying you, it's probably just not on his mind and it's not really important to him. All men don't have commitment issues. Some men have been going to the same barbers and supporting the same losing sports team their entire lives. They just haven't been truly sold on what you're selling. And constantly asking and talking about it won't do anything but add pressure. Most men don't really visualize themselves walking down the aisle in a nice suit, inviting all of their homeboys to their wedding, and doing all of that planning and fine detailing or anything like that. For most men, the only part we feel like we play when it comes to getting married is proposing, which still makes them feel like it's not really for them, it's for his partner unless he sees the true value in it. So in essence, a man's mindset who hasn't been taught the value of a good woman or what a good woman brings to the table is that he won't gain anything from getting married. This is why most men in a serious committed relationship can provide you with everything that you need, love you the way that you need to be loved, be a genuine good guy, and hit every box on your checklist you need for a good partner, and never talk about marriage unless it's brought to his attention. And even when it is brought to his attention, we don't see the big deal in it for us. And on top of that, there's a flash gut feeling of being taken off the market and feeling like he's going to be stripped away of everything that makes him feel alpha, whether he's doing anything wrong or not. Again, I'm not saying this is the right way of thinking, but it is what it is. So ladies, if you're in a relationship with a guy that you can see yourself marrying and you're wondering why he hasn't popped the question yet, before you put that unintentional pressure on him to marry you, make sure you guys set up appropriate boundaries and make sure that by marrying you, he doesn't feel like he's going to be stripped away of what makes him feel alpha. Now, I'm not saying get out here and let anybody act like they single, but what I am saying is encourage him to continue to do the things that he loves. Stroke his ego a little bit and make him feel like he's a man by being with you and providing for you. Don't come across as too independent because he's going to wonder why do you need him. Try not to be overly critical of every move that he makes. If he's hanging out with his friends, continue to allow him to hang out with his friends in an appropriate setting. I understand that being married gives a sense of real commitment and security. Try to not get so caught up in the thought of being married that you overlook your partner's perspective. I know people that were together for 16 years and got married. I know people who were together for 10 years, got married and was divorced after the first year. And I know people that were in a relationship for a year and got married and, pushing 8 years strong. I'm not saying that you gotta wait forever, but make sure that you guys talk about it. with as little stress and as little pressure as possible. And of course, there's plenty of reasons why men don't talk about getting married, but this is one reason that I think doesn't get discussed or talked about. So to sum everything up, if you're in this situation and feel like you're in a pretty solid relationship, try to understand that there may be nothing wrong with you or your partner. You both have very different perspectives and upbringings on the topic, and it needs to be discussed without pressure or persuasion. And remember, your relationship is like a bird, and you and your partner are the wing. And if both of y'all are not on the same page, you're probably not going nowhere real quick. That's all I have, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys have anything you want to add to this video, please do me a favor and leave your comments in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching.